Hey, how you doing? My name's Ryan, and today I'm making custom LEGO vignettes for some licensed minifigures. I'm also testing out a brand new camera setup for the vlog, so if it looks good, let me know in the comments below. Here's what it looks like. I have a Canon 70D, a Rode VinMount Pro, and a ring light, all attached to a giant TV monitor where I can see what I look like. I'm quite happy with it. Now, a while ago, I asked you guys what I should do with some of my licensed minifigures like Ghostbusters, Tron, Indiana Jones, SpongeBob, etc. You guys said overwhelmingly put them back with their sets. So I did. I put the Big Bang Theory guys back on their apartment, I put the Tron guys back on their light cycles, but the problem was, not every figure had a set to go back to. In some cases, like Indiana Jones, I had the original set, but they're long gone. And in others, like E.T. or Wizard of Oz, there never was a set to begin with. So that's today's goal, build my own little display pieces for these minifigures. Now, I didn't have a lot of time to make a digital model on Studio and order the parts via Bricklink. I had to free build with whatever pieces I had lying around. But if you do want a digital model for any of the pieces I'm making today, let me know and I'll make one. Let's start off with the E.T. vignette. Now, there only is an E.T. figure, and I really wanted to make my own version of the Amblin logo with Elliot riding his bike, E.T. in the basket over the moon. There wasn't actually an Elliot figure, so I had to kind of make one from scratch. This is using the pants and body and hood from the Hidden Side figures, and using a young Ron Weasley face from the Harry Potter series. And very early on while making this build, I realized that I couldn't fit the entire E.T. minifigure inside a basket, so I had to just fit the head, making basically a little custom basket for E.T. to fit his head into, which just goes right onto the front of the bike, a small 6x8 green plate for the base, a clear window for some moon suspension, little suspended moon, some trees, some foliage below, just to give it a little bit of scenery, and then using a small white bar, a cone piece, and a clip plate to attach the center of the moon. And there we go, a little Elliot and E.T. on their bike flying over the moon. As for the rest of the E.T. figure, well, I actually decided to hide him behind the moon, flush with the model, so it's all self-contained, but if you want the E.T. figure back, you can pop the back off, pop the head off, put the head back on the body, and you have an E.T. figure. It's pretty simple, but also pretty effective. Sometimes, models don't need to be that complex. Moving up the ladder in difficulty and complexity is the Wizard of Oz. As you can see, I have a lot more pieces here to play with, but it's still a relatively simple model. First step was to take a bunch of 2x1 tiles and color them yellow and gold. I decided to use different shades of yellow and gold for these tiles to give it a bit more of a varied look. Then I took a bunch of random pieces, painted them all green for a little Emerald City skyline. I used a green that was a different shade than the grass and the foliage because I wanted them to kind of stand out and not be the exact same color. I think it's going to look a lot better. So I'm just going to plop that in the back of the model, like so. Already looks quite nice. We have some various foliage like these bushes and flowers, which I'm going to put around the sides to kind of flank the yellow brick road, kind of surround them. I've seen a couple models that look similar to this on Etsy for like 30 bucks, but I figured I could do it a lot cheaper and have it look hopefully just as good. Let's just add the bricks. Now I also wanted to have the witch suspended in midair. If you see, I gave her one of the new fire flick pieces that I think a couple characters like Iron Man and Captain Marvel have. I think it looks great for her fireball. Took another rod piece, clip, and a little bracket so I can attach this to the back of her foot, attach this whole assembly to part of the city, and we have a flying witch on a broomstick. The cape kind of hides her assembly, and the pole is the same color as the Emerald City, so it looks kind of camouflaged from the right angle. And I left 2 studs in front to actually put the characters in. Should be enough room for all of them now, so they can be a little bit scattered. We'll put Toto in front of the Cowardly Lion, or next to him actually. Gonna rearrange the foliage. And there we go. Little Wizard of Oz vignette. I think it looks quite nice. It's one of the reasons I love free building is that I have the ability to maneuver and rearrange the model a little bit. I'm not locked to a digital model that I made weeks or months ago. I have the ability to sort of reshape and maneuver things as I like it. And finally, the largest and probably most complex of these builds, the Indiana Jones vignette. Now, one of my favorite builds as a kid was the original Indiana Jones set, with the boulder and the Isla Jovitos, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to make my own recreation of that little scene, that little vignette. So we have a pretty good sized green base plate here, some brown wedge pieces. I had this lovely mountain piece that I just attached some various green leaves to. As you can see, I had to paint a lot of these pieces to get the right colors that I wanted. But in doing so, I had to kind of break apart and disassemble the model. So my vision of this set is a little bit more murky than the rest. I have sort of a chance to rebuild it and redesign it as I see fit. So we have some steps that lead up to the idol. I'm just going to plop this right in front. Okay. We have a little custom torch and I'll put him here. Let's see. That goes on top. I want to do that. How tall is he as a figure? Let me make sure I have this to scale right. Like that. Simple. Let's add some foliage around this little guy. Maybe like this. There we go. Like that. And we have a couple of these dark green 2x2 tiles that I'm going to use to checkerboard this front brown section, much like the booby trap where if you step on the wrong tile, the dark shoots out at you. I think it's going to give it that kind of fun look to the set. I'll put you over here, actually. I'm going to put the Ark of the Covenant right over here on this little side piece. As you can see, I have some spare pieces that I did not end up using, and that's okay. I don't need to use every piece. Idol there. We'll put Indy in front of it, because he's eyeing it, because he's Indiana Jones. Marion Ravenwood on one side. His dad on the other, Henry Jones Sr. And we have a lovely little Indiana Jones vignette. It definitely looks pretty busy, but I think there's enough shape to it that it looks quite nice. And there you have it, 3 custom LEGO vignettes for some minifigures that needed a home. I like how these can range from deceptively simple to pretty complex, all while staying compact and small enough to fit within the cubes of my white shelves behind me. If you have cool ideas for custom vignettes for Powerpuff Girls, Simpsons, or any of the other LEGO Dimension IPs, let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.